Greetings, beautiful people. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Tuesday, December 15th, 2020. Another day to be inspired, another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. So please focus on what is good. Today was a wonderful day for me personally, and I hope that everyone that is listening to this podcast, I hope you had a good day, and I hope that you continue to have a good week. Me and Rebecca are going to talk about perseverance in this episode, and before we get into that, I would like to remind you to give to Feeding America. Feeding America is a charity that feeds America across the nation. And a lot of people need the blessing in this hour because during the pandemic, a lot of people were financially stressed and a lot of people are experiencing hardship. So please, I am encouraging you to give to Feeding America. You can give at feedamerica.org. That is the charity of choice for me personally. So I am encouraging you to do the same. So please give. It's better to give than to receive. And if you don't give to Feeding America, give to another charity because during the season, a lot of people can use the blessing. Also, I want to remind you to make sure that you are wearing your mask, using your hand sanitizer, and staying safe. If you are out there running around doing some Christmas shopping, or if you're just out there, please keep yourself safe, keep your family safe. I got to remind you of that because this pandemic is real. So please stay safe out there. And also, lastly, I want to remind you to check on your friends and family members. Send them a text, call them up. You got to check on them because during this season, a lot of people struggle and sometimes suffer from different types of mental illness. Mental illness is real. So we have to show people that we love them. We have to check on people, and we cannot just ignore the fact that people are by themselves and they need us. You can't ignore it. We just cannot. So make sure that you check on your family members and friends. Rebecca, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, SB. I'm doing well. I'm so thankful tonight. And I am staying inspired.
Yeah, that is so important because I had a crazy day. And I'm telling you, I had to really stand up and simply tell myself I was going to keep smiling and I was going to just keep my focus where it needed to be. I'm telling you, I woke up this morning and my day started out really, really good. And then all of a sudden I took a drive, ran an errand, and then things just shifted. So, but I am okay. And I was just reminded that you really, really have to talk to yourself, and you got to pray. You got to always pray, but sometimes you got to just encourage yourself.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about perseverance. I have my own definition of perseverance, but like Rebecca said, what is the dictionary definition? So I got the dictionary definition tonight too.
All right.
So, the dictionary definition of perseverance is steadfast in doing something despite difficulty or delay. That's the dictionary definition of perseverance. My definition of perseverance is a relentless attitude of never giving up, no matter how you feel. And the reason why that is my personal definition of perseverance is because I believe that perseverance it has something to do with your attitude. Completely. It is your attitude. It's an attitude of never giving up, no matter how you feel. Because if you are going through something and you are basing everything based upon how you feel, then how can you endure anything? Because your feelings are like a light switch. They turn on, they turn off. They turn on, they turn off. So perseverance is a relentless attitude of never giving up, no matter how you feel. It's so important to develop a persevering attitude when you're going through something, because in the midst of circumstances that you cannot control, you have to have self-control. What do you think about that, Rebecca?
Well, I love the dictionary version and your version, and I agree 100%. And self-control is important.
Yes.
And there will be things that happen in our lives that will come about that we cannot control. We cannot control.
Yeah.
So yes, we definitely would have to use self-control, and certainly, despite the difficulty of that situation, keep on doing something in spite of those obstacles. Like you said, and as far as the understanding of the word, be steadfast.
Absolutely.
Be steadfast, and I like that word, relentless.
Yes, me too.
Relentless, because relentless makes me think like, I don't know, it makes me feel like a powerful woman that no matter what, she's relentless and she's not going to stop. She's not going to give up.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah. Relentless goes with that word plowing to me, because when you are relentless, you can just plow through stuff. You know what I'm saying? You ever see a big snow plow just push the snow out of the way, and no matter how big it is, it just push it. You know what I mean? And so when I think about the word relentless, that's what I think about. Have you ever been through something in your life where something was happening and you wanted it to end so bad, but you couldn't make it end? Whatever that situation or circumstance was, it was something going on and you wanted it to end. You wanted it to be over, and it was nothing you could do. You ever been through something like that before?
I have. I have. I do remember going through a situation, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and I wanted to basically just put a sheet over me, and go back to bed like it never happened. But it did happen, and we had to go through a process.
Right.
There was some lawyers involved, and some court cases involved. And it was painful. Yes, it was painful, and frustrating. I had to juggle that situation together with my job and taking care of my children and running a household, as a single mother. And I had to get through it. I had to meet different people and have meetings with different people within the court system, that I never had to do before, because of the severity of the case. And I have to say that I was able to find strength, find courage, and I told myself, no matter what, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. And it coupled, with basically being steadfast in my normal activities, with my normal routine. I had to make sure that this situation didn't disrupt, the routine in my home and in my family. So I had to be the one to get up in the morning, even though I wanted to cry, or I wanted to give up. I had to get up in the morning and, let's say, put on that coat of perseverance. And you mentioned earlier about the plowing, I think of someone plowing, and the purpose of that, especially when it comes to crops and all that stuff. That's right. You're looking to turn over, the uppermost soil.
That's right.
And you're looking for it to bring fresh nutrients, right, to the surface.
That's right.
And while you're doing that, you're burying the weeds and right? Mm-hmm. And then you're looking to do that process. And I had to go through that process of getting up and plowing through this situation. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that, about a year later, it was everything was turned into a positive situation, and mm-hmm. We won the case, mm-hmm. and justice was served, and God gave us the victory in the midst of our pain.
Awesome. And that's what perseverance is all about. Having the attitude to keep it moving. And as I stated, perseverance is a relentless attitude of never giving up no matter how you feel. You can't be determined one day and then the next day you change your mind. That's not determination. That's not consistency. That's not perseverance. Perseverance is when you have a made up mind that you are going to get through whatever it is you're going through. And in the process of you going through your circumstantial situation, you simply just don't give up no matter how you feel. And as Rebecca stated, she said she had to function. She had to move forward. She had to keep it moving. Every day, like you said, Rebecca, you had to keep it moving. And the same thing happened to me. I was having all kinds of chaos in my life. I was transitioning from one job to the next, and transitioning from one job to the next, different things started to happen, financially many years ago when I was probably in my 30s. And in that process, I said, you know what? This is a hurdle that I have to jump, and then I got to keep on running.
Yes.
And when I kept hearing the word hurdle in a race, when a runner jumps the hurdle, they slow down just a little bit to get over the hurdle, and then they keep on running, right?
Yes.
And so when I thought about my circumstance, I said, I am going to jump this hurdle. And as I jump this hurdle, I'm going to keep on running, and I am going to persevere. Now, did it feel good? No. But as I kept moving forward, and as I kept deciding each day to move forward, the situation started to change. So my attitude rested in perseverance. Once again, I'm going to repeat the definition again. Perseverance is a relentless attitude of never giving up no matter how you feel. Now, the dictionary definition is being steadfast in doing something despite difficulty or delay. And persevering is something that you grow into. It's not something you just wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm just going to persevere. It's something that you grow into over time. Because when life happens, you never know how long something is going to last, or situation or circumstance, or just a life-changing event. You don't know how long it's going to last. But you can decide that you're going to persevere. And I know somebody might be asking, well, how do you persevere? How do you decide to persevere? Guess what? You take it one day at a time. You can only live 1 hour at a time. You can only live 1 minute at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. You take it one day at a time. And over time, you start building more and more momentum to keep on moving through your days to persevere. And as I stated, jump those hurdles and keep on running. Keep on living. Because if you park in the place of your emotions according to how you feel, that's not perseverance. You have to acknowledge how you feel. Yes, I'm not saying that you have to ignore your feelings or your emotions. I'm not saying that. You have to acknowledge how you feel, yes. But you can't park there. You can't park there and say, oh, well, this is how I feel. I guess I'm not going to make it. Oh, this is how I feel, and it's not going to happen. No. Regardless of how you feel, you have to tell yourself it's going to be all right. I'm going to make it. Things are going to change. And in all of that, you are activating your faith. Living one day at a time. That's perseverance.
That's right.
So, Rebecca, let me ask you this question. what would be a hindrance to perseverance? What would be a hindrance according to something you may have experienced? I could tell you what mine is if you want first.
What could be a hindrance to perseverance is, not having a purpose. You're not having a purpose, not having, first and foremost, belief in yourself, right? You have self-belief and belief in God.
Yeah.
And you have a very weak willpower, because if, you said we cannot wake up and boom, hey, here's perseverance. No.
Yeah.
Perseverance, obviously is something that you want to insist, you want to hold on to, you want to, right? You don't want to let go. You're relentless.
That's
but
right.
What is the purpose? What is it that you're looking to achieve?
That's right.
That's okay. Right. In that story that I just told you, I wanted justice done.
That's right.
So I had to persevere, and I had to go, and go through this process that took a year.
Right.
That was excruciating. That was painful. But we had to do it.
Right.
Because I knew that the purpose was that I wanted to see justice.
Right.
And I wanted to see that justice for my family. Right. And I believed in myself, and I know, and I have morals, and know the morals that I stand by.
That's right.
Right? So I think those are, I hope that answered your question, because
yes.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Yes, perseverance gives you something to look forward to. That's right. You have a purpose in mind. You have a purpose and reason why you are enduring, why you are persevering.
Yes.
Absolutely. You're looking forward to something. You're looking forward to a change. You're looking forward to an outcome. You're looking forward to evidence of something that you are expecting. Yes. The reward. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that impatience is a hindrance to perseverance.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Because impatience leads to frustration. Anytime a person is impatient, that means they are filled with frustration. Because when something doesn't happen quick enough, the individual quickly gets an attitude. And then once they get an attitude that's negative, then they start complaining. And once they start complaining, now they start filling themselves up with frustration. So frustration is just impatience.
Yes.
So that's a hindrance to persevering, because it takes your focus. It takes your focus on what you just said, the purpose of persevering. So
absolutely.
So being patient is very key. Another one I believe that could be a hindrance is underestimating yourself. If you underestimate yourself and you doubt yourself and you don't tap into the strength of who you are, then you miss the opportunity to learn something about yourself that you've never seen before. So don't underestimate yourself.
That's right.
So impatience and underestimating yourself, it's just my opinion, they are two hindrances of persevering. Because when you're going through something, you have everything you need within you to get through whatever it is that you're going through. You don't even know how strong you are unless you go through something to actually see that you can actually conquer the thing that you never conquered before.
Absolutely. Yes.
So persevering is a relentless attitude of never giving up no matter how you feel. And the dictionary version is steadfast in doing something despite difficulty or delay. I have to repeat these definitions because when we hear these definitions, it reminds us. Whenever we hear something repetitively, it's a reminder. It'll ring in your spirit when you need it. So that's why I constantly repeat these things. So, Rebecca, what would you say is another helpful thing that can help someone to persevere? Another component of perseverance, something that can.
Well, you set your goals. Set your goals and balance take a balance of those goals. Are they worthy goals? And take a step, because a small progress, is better than no progress.
That's right.
And set your pace, which kind of coincides with what you said about being patient.
Yes.
You got to be patient with yourself. I'm thinking in my mind, with a lot, most of us working from home due to COVID-19, right? We have been, many parents are distracted.
Yeah.
Some have small children in the house. Some of us have had a lot of technical difficulties or technical issues, with our server or computer system.
Yes.
And these type of things do tend to get us frustrated. We lose our focus.
Yeah.
Right? But we do need to be patient.
Yes.
So that we could continue to focus and to continue to persevere in our goals and what we're seeking to accomplish, And and you said in the beginning about steadfastness. I think I'm saying it right.
Yes.
Being steadfast. Being steadfast.
Yes.
I think of that person, that farmer, right? He's plowing, and it's the heat of the sun, right?
Right.
And it's hot, and he's pushing. He's plowing. He's pushing. It requires strength. It requires some back work.
Yes.
It requires kind of all your muscles in your body, right? And I think of that verse that says, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end, and they are new every morning. And great is his faithfulness. Great is his faithfulness. So that farmer is plowing. He's pushing through, right? And he's focusing, and he's putting all his efforts, his mental strength, his physical strength.
Yes.
Because at the end, okay, he is going to reap the fruits of that harvest.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? He's going to reap the fruits, not just for him, but for his family. Right? And then I think when we're plowing, how many of us have plowed and pushed in sweat, in tears, in sickness, in the loss of a loved one, right? We've pushed and we're pushing, and we have to continue to push and persevere. And yes, with patience, and yes, relentlessly, but we have to push with a smile and tears, and we have to have a prayer life. And in that plowing mode, we have to worship, and we have to give. You mentioned about giving to Feed America. We have to give. Yeah. So it's more of a blessing to give than to receive. And I don't know, for some reason, when I think of that word perseverance, I just think of that farmer plowing. The soil is turning, the weeds are being buried, and I think about how many weeds. If you have a lot of weeds, it ruins a plant. It messes it up.
Yes, it does.
It brings disorganization. It chokes the life out of the plant, and the plant dies. Right. So if you don't go and start cutting off at those weeds and removing them, so I think that, to maintain a steadfastness, we have to first trust and know that we have a God of mercy, and that his blessings are new every day, and so what didn't work yesterday, that don't allow that to keep you from persevering, go back to the plow the next day, because it's going to be a new day. It's a new day, a new purpose.
Yes, absolutely. Plowing ahead is very vital, very key to keep moving in the midst of everything that has taken place in 2020. We have to press ahead, keep moving, and we have to press daily with peace. Press daily with peace, persevering. So many people have been affected by the pandemic on so many different levels. And this year, we all had to persevere in some type of way. All of us. And for many of us, we have changed. We have learned something. Many of us are doing something different. Many of us have transformed because of perseverance. And also, when you persevere, I believe God is working on you. When you have the right attitude and you're just pressing forward every day to function at your best in the midst of all the chaos that could be going on, and if you are pressing forward every day with a good attitude and you're persevering and you are steadfast, I believe that that person, God is working on their spirit. I believe that. I believe that their spirit is being enlarged for something greater. I believe that.
Yes.
The person that complains and is murmuring and oh, we can't go out to restaurants and we can't live like we used to live and we can't. That person, they're stagnated. They're not getting anywhere. They're not, because they're not persevering. They're looking back more than they're looking ahead.
That's right.
Some people complaining, oh, we didn't have no summer. We didn't have no summer. Guess what? We still living. Some people didn't make it through the summer. So we're still here. And we're here for a purpose. So because we're here, we have to persevere. I also believe that contentment, while you're waiting for the change to come, while you are walking through that process or whatever that situation is, you have to be content.
Yes, be content. Beautiful.
Now, I'm not talking about settling for less, because being content and settling for less, that's different. Okay? Now, when you are content, that means you are filled with gratitude, because you have found a place to just simply be thankful for what you have, and you are content. Now, settling for less, that's different. So I don't want to talk about that too much. But settling for less is knowing you can have more, but you just settle for less anyway. That's different. But contentment is a virtue to me, and you're thankful. You're simply thankful because of what you have. You're simply thankful for the least of things. You're just content. You're in a place of just being comfortable with the smallest things. That's contentment. It's simple. Contentment is simplicity. Simplicity of just the smallest things. That's contentment. And contentment is a virtue. And when you are content, guess what? It helps you to persevere even more, because your mind is not on all the things that will distract you. Your mind is not on the woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. No, your mind is on the things that matter. So contentment, yes, contentment is important, because
I love that.
It will help you in the midst of what you're going through. It'll also help you to be patient. If you are expecting a change and you're waiting for something to happen, and time has gone by, guess what? Be content. Be thankful, because that will add to your perseverance. Because every single day, when you are walking through the trials of life, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever is going on, your spirit is being processed for something greater when you persevere. When you persevere. If you are complaining and you have a bad attitude, guess what? You're just stagnated. And you don't want to be stagnated. You don't want that. So perseverance is important, especially in these times that we're living in. So I hope that you are encouraged, and that these words that we're saying to you, that it gives you something to really, really think about. Because all of us during this time, we have to persevere. I was talking to my daughter last week, and I could tell that she is trying so hard to make an adjustment to what's going on because she's used to traveling a lot, So I'm talking to her and I said, "You okay?" She's like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm okay. I'm just staying in the house." I said, "Okay, you sure you're all right?" "Yeah, I'm all right." But I could feel that she's growing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I could feel that it's a little uncomfortable because she has to stay home. It's uncomfortable. But the blessing that I got from her was she was staying home and she, in her mind, she was like, "Okay, I got to walk this out." That's what I was picking up. Like, okay, because that's how I raised her. Look, you gotta, it's things in life you gotta walk out. That's how I raised my daughter. I didn't raise my daughter to be some kind of prissy chick where she just gets spoiled all the time. You know what I mean? I didn't raise her like that. I raised my daughter to understand that you gotta walk some things out. Either, no matter if you like it or not, you gotta walk some things out. You gotta be a soldier in life. When she fell on the ground, I said, "Pain comes and goes, so get up." Yes, indeed. I told her that. She still laughed at me when we talk about that. She said, "Mom, I fall on the ground and you tell me pain comes and go, get up." I wiped her little scratches. Yeah, I did, but I didn't allow her to be a punk, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right, of course, absolutely.
Yeah, so, but perseverance is so important.
Yes,
and we must continue to persevere. We don't know what 2021 is going to bring. We don't know. We don't know because 2020 was no joke. Every family has experienced something. Every family. On some level, in some kind of way, every family has experienced something. I know my family has been through up and down, and around. And Rebecca, me and you, we know what's been going on between us. Our family members, we both of us had death in our family at the same time, same week, same day.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's right.
But God, we're still here. We're still pushing forward. And
that's
we are, yes, Lord, we are persevering.
And SB, if I could add something,
Sure.
The more you kept on saying contentment, be content, be content. Through this pandemic, right? I want, think about it. Through this pandemic, God has kept us.
Yes.
And we've seen the pain. I mean, I've seen videos and pictures of people that lost their children due to COVID, and their elderly parents, and I thank God. See, I do thank God that they came up with the vaccine.
Yes.
Lord, right? We pray for the minimum side effects as possible, because we know all the controversy and all those things that are going on with the side effects.
Yeah.
But we've been able to buy food. I mean, there was no famine in the land.
That's
Come
right.
on now.
Yeah.
We were still getting shipments of produce. We
That's
were still getting shipments of beef, of pork, of chicken. I mean, we didn't go through famine, and and we were able to plow through this.
That's right.
Now, so, and another thing I think of about contentment, sometimes you got to turn off all the noise in your head.
Yeah.
And you have to, I do this. So I'm going to speak for myself. I turn off all the noise in my head and I say, God, thank you for this bed that I slept on last night. Maybe I didn't sleep all night, but I slept.
That's right.
Thank you, Lord, for the food that I could cook up and eat.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord, for the roof that's over my head.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord, for your protection. Thank you, Lord, for my job.
Yeah.
So we have to be content. We have to be content.
Yes.
And one last thing, if I may say, it comes to my mind when the scripture that says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast."
That's right.
You gotta remain in that position. Don't look back, because you can't drive a car and look back at the same time. You gotta look forward. You have to look ahead at all costs. Don't get easily distracted, and push the plow.
Yes.
Break the ground. and sow the seed.
Yes.
And we're going to reap the fruits of that harvest. It's going to come and it's going to overflow and it's going to be bountiful. So we could bless more, for an example, to Feeding America. So we could bless more to our family and loved ones and to those that are in need. Because that's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's persevering for a goal, for a plan. At the end of the day, it's about achieving some type of success.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, right? And I just wanted to say that. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely on point. 100%. It's so important that we are content and that we press forward daily with peace and that we endure. And once again, perseverance is a relentless attitude of never giving up, no matter how you feel. Now, that's my definition. The dictionary definition is steadfast in doing something despite difficulty or delay. That is the definition of perseverance. So, listeners, I hope that you stay encouraged, stay inspired, keep your spirit lifted daily. If you keep your spirit lifted daily, guess what? You will persevere. Decide each day when you get up that you are going to persevere. Make sure you pray. Press forward daily with peace. Don't underestimate yourself. Remain content and do what you have to do to just simply live. Be inspired. Be determined. So, Rebecca, you have anything else you want to say?
Be inspired, be determined. I agree with you 100%. Be inspired. Don't look back. Don't look back.
Don't look back.
Stay focused on ahead of you. Listen, 2021 is coming. A lot of us had a lot of pain in 2020. A lot of us lost employment. A lot of us lost stock. A lot of us lost property. Some people had to get their car repossessed. Listen, man, it was hard. But let's put 2020 behind us. Let's learn from it.
Yes,
let's learn from it. But let's go into 2021 relentless.
That's right.
Relentless. I got to think of like a picture or something with that because I love that word, relentless.
Yes, that's right.
Stand firm and don't quit. Let's not quit.
That's right. Don't quit and make sure you persevere. Keep your spirit lifted. Keep your spirit lifted. That is the most valuable thing you have is your spirit. Your spirit is valuable.
Yes.
So stay lifted. So make sure that you share this podcast with others. This podcast has been an absolute blessing to me and Rebecca. And we want to continue to be a blessing to you. So make sure you share this podcast. We are growing and we are thankful for that.
Yes.
And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at sbfavor. I also have a YouTube channel at sbfavor. Please click like. Leave me some feedback. If you leave me something negative, I'm going to ignore you and yes, pray for you because that's what I do. So I thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to SB Favor Thinking Podcast. We will talk to you soon. And if you have any suggestions of any kind, please feel free to leave those suggestions in your feedback. Thank you and have a good day.